Hey everyone, Jay Cron here, CEO of Empower Network, coming to you again with yet another Empower Network Rising Star. Today we're going to be talking with Carol and Ellie and finding out a little bit more about their story, the success that they've had here at Empower Network, and getting to know them a little bit better as well. So Carol, Ellie, are you with us?
We're here.
Sure are.
We're here. We're happy to be here, honored to be here.
Right.
Excellent. And just for everyone at home, go ahead and introduce yourselves, because I know we have two people on here, so they're probably going to ask, which one's Carol and which one's Ellie?
I'm Ellie Walsh.
And I'm Carol Makowski. Hi.
Wonderful. All right. So, Ellie, Carol, let's go ahead and let's begin at the beginning. When you look back to when you were first introduced to Empowered Network, and this is always one of my favorite stories because there's always these unique introductions that take place, and the way that life unfolds is always fun to look back on. How were you introduced to Empower Network? Where did you first find out about it?
You start, because you...
Well, yeah, I'm laughing because I knew Sue, and I was aware of the fact she was doing something, and I was like, what is she doing? And at that time, I had built a business online. I was a coach, and I did it by blogging, but I was exhausted, okay? I was in business for myself and by myself. And so I was looking for, I didn't even know I was looking, okay? And then I was like, gee, what are you doing, Sue? And then I don't even know how I found Empower Network. She didn't answer me yet, and I actually did my homework. So I was looking around, and then she came back to me and said, this is what I'm doing, and I'm like, well, get me in, sign me up. Let's do this.
Excellent. So both kind of a relationship warm market as well as you doing your homework online. So kind of the best of both worlds. And so when you look at your time here at Empower Network and you look at the products, the journey that you've been on, give us a bit of a view into what the journey has been like. You know, did you come in and you immediately went to work? Did you come in and didn't really take it seriously until you were in for a couple of months? Or tell us about how the early season in your Empower Network business looked.
Let me jump in for a minute here, and then I'll throw it back to Ellie again. Actually, I had been in the corporate world while Ellie was starting with Empower Network, and I didn't want anything to do with business. I didn't like business, blah, blah, blah. But things started turning bad at work, and I was not at all happy there. And I started looking at what Ellie was doing, and all of a sudden it didn't look so bad to me. It looked very interesting. I knew how happy she was. So it kindled something in me. And she took me to one of the events, and I was so excited afterwards that I thought, oh, great, I can transition into this, keep my job, replace my income, and then move over. But it got so bad at work that I just one day handed in my resignation and said, that's it. So, no plan B. We're in this together. Let's go. Let's go for it.
Right.
And
so for me it was, I went to an event. Yeah. I got in May of 2013, and I think it was July that was the Denver event, and I wasn't going to no event. Okay. But a friend of mine had come in with me, and she was like, oh, the event, and I was like, oh, man, I guess I got to go to this event. I really, was not thrilled. Yes and no, because I already started to know the community. The community here is what sealed this for me. And then when I got into the event is when I came back from there, I got all the products all in. That was it. It was like, no, this is a done deal. I get this. I understand this.
Well, I can completely relate to not only the transformative power of events, but also the transformative power of this engaging community of entrepreneurs we have, because for me, I made my decision to actually take over as CEO of Empower Network at an event. That it was actually an event I visited. I went to Anaheim, had breakfast with Dave Wood, and then actually went to one of the regionals in Orlando, and it was after meeting everyone that I was like, man, this is where I want to be. So I definitely understand that. And I know that also one of my other favorite questions to ask in this Rising Star interview process is I love getting people's commission stories, and everyone always has a favorite commission story. For some people, it's literally that first, $20 commission that was just like, oh my gosh, this works, I'm excited. For other people, it's that commission that came in when they were sleeping or when they're on a road trip, or they get the email notification when they're, on a ski lift or whatever it happens to be. Everyone seems to have like a favorite, or even if it's just, man, I'd never made this much in a day or a week or a month or a year or whatever the number happens to be. So if you were to tell your favorite commission story so far here at Empower Network, what would it be?
Well, it is two of them, because the first commission you get, it was,
Okay, well, we'll break the rules and you can tell us both of them.
I gotta do two, because the first one you go, oh damn, this works. You do that, even though if it's just $20. Oh God, this works. And then of course the next favorite of them all is opening up my email, and Carol works on the other side of the house, okay, and I'm sitting here and I open the email and I see. I think I had to double check 2 or 3 times because I had no idea.
She says, Carol, you got to come here and look.
Come look at this. And it's a $3,000 day. It's like, are you kidding me?
What I love about that is I love not only the excitement, but I love it's like, you got to come in here and see this, because that, a lot of the commission stories, it always involves like grabbing a wife or a husband or a significant other, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's happening. Oh my gosh, you got to see this. So I do love those elements of it. And for everyone watching at home, Ellie and Carol's results are not typical because they're not typical. And if you'd like to see our average earnings disclaimer, it's at empowernetwork.com/income, and you can take a look at it there. So Ellie, Carol, we've talked about events. We've talked about the products. We've talked about your commission experiences. When you look at the success that you're creating here at Empower Network, what would you say if you had to summarize that success in either a word, a sentence, or a habit? What would it be?
Consistency.
That word comes up more consistently than any other word that we have. It really does happen more often than I can say. So we're going to talk about consistency in a minute. Are there any other secrets that you learned along the way, or anything else that you would say outside of consistency that really for you has been part of your recipe for success?
It's kind of a little package. It goes with the mindset, belief in yourself, belief in that this is going to work. And like I said, there is no plan B, so I know this is going to work. It's going to be fine. And
I love the consistency word. And I love the mindset word. So you've got 2 of my favorites, so I apologize. I cut you off there. Please finish.
That's all right. Let me see if I can bring it back. Consistency, mindset, and just never give up. Never give up. There are times when there's little road bumps and speed bumps, and you feel like, oh my God, is this, can I really learn what I need to learn, and blah, blah. But just stay with it. Stay with it. Never give up.
This is a business, not a hobby.
Right.
Yep. All right, you got 2 of my favorite words and 1 of my favorite sentences. So for those of you taking notes at home, consistency, mindset, and, quote, this is a business, not a hobby. So I really love the way that you've been able to encapsulate those. And, hearing about your journey, hearing about the fact that there have been some setbacks and some challenges that have ultimately led you to the success you're experiencing, I appreciate you sharing that, because I want everybody watching this not to know that it's easy, but to know that it's possible. That's the key, that, possible is far more important than easy. And, it's certainly something that in our industry, it's always unique, because you never know the price of success until after you've paid it. That in any industry, if you set out and say, I'm going to be successful, that decision means you're going to be successful no matter what the cost, no matter what the obstacle, no matter what the time. You're making that decision, and it's a completely different process than, I'm going to find out the price and buy it first. It doesn't work that way in our world. So if you knew, Ellie and Carol, that thousands of people are going to be watching this video over the course of our time sharing it as as a Rising Star interview here at Empower, they're going to be in different areas of discovery or business building. They may have never looked at us before. They may have just joined and are just now getting started blogging, or they may be in their business, being prepared to take it more seriously and begin treating it like a business rather than a hobby. So knowing that you've got a lot of different people and a lot of different places in life that are going to see this video, if you knew you could leave them with a final thought or words of wisdom, anything that you would like to make sure that if you knew they only took away one thing from this time together, what would it be?
That's an interesting question. A few things come into my mind. I would have to say, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Everybody that I have encountered in this in Empower Network is so willing to lend a helping hand, and be it at the events or on the computer online. So don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
Exactly. I'm laughing because we were saying this isn't easy, and I think, what's your definition of easy? This is not rocket science. It's definitely not rocket science. I think too many people have that definition of easy means I'm going to go here now, and 3 days later in my sleep, I'm going to be making $100,000 a year. Well, again, I don't know. Maybe somebody can do that. But on essence, easy means it's not rocket science. If you know nothing on how to do this, the information is here and the people are here. And if you know how to do this, there's a community here and a system here. And you guys that we have, it just this.
The training.
The
training is
for me, this has been life-changing because I was in business for myself and by myself, and that was exhausting. And now I'm in business for myself and not by myself anymore. So that made a huge difference for me.
Well, Ellie, Carol, you both have done such an amazing job of succinctly walking us through your journey, your wins, your challenges. You've walked us through the importance of mindset, consistency, treating it like a business and not a hobby. You've talked about, the value of the community and the transformative nature of our events. So you pretty much have covered absolutely everything. And I just want to say thank you for being examples in our community. Thank you for continuing to engage in the community and allow your success and your story to give others that sense of possibility, that ability to dream again. So thank you very much for being rising stars here with Empower Network. And we look forward to seeing a whole lot more from you. So thank you very much for joining us today.
You're going to see us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
You got it. We will see you soon.
Okay.
Folks, obviously the income examples discussed are extraordinary. The income claims presented are not intended to serve as a guarantee of income. Instead, they're designed to give you an idea of what's possible. Success in this business requires leadership, hard work, and dedication. Since we want to help you make an informed decision, we've gone above and beyond with our income disclosure document. If you want to see the average earnings, please visit the page at www.empowernetwork.com/income.php.